My name is Ben Barton. I'm CEO and co-founder of Zondle. Zondle is a game-based learning platform that allows teachers to create, play and share games to support their teaching, learning and also assessment. I was a teaching assistant in two schools. I was a teaching assistant in Whitmore School in Hackney and a teaching assistant in Edward Wilson School in Notting Hill. Now that's not David Cameron's bit of Notting Hill, that's the bit of Notting Hill where they have very big high rises and quite scary people. I live in Surrey and I made a conscious decision that I don't think they need a volunteer teaching assistant in Surrey, so I picked Hackney, poorest borough in the country, and then through connections at Hackney I got into Edward Wilson School, again a very, very impoverished school. Both of them had about 180 kids, so 1.5 form entry, both all the way through primary schools, both tower blocks, so 4 floors at least. Tough areas. I think a lot of it was to do with the fact that you saw what tech was happening in schools, you saw what the infrastructure was like, you saw that there was actually only one computer in the class, you saw that there was somebody in our school who came in from Hackney Council once a week simply to clean up the desktops of the computers in the computer suite that the kids had just put 250 files on. And you realise that if that was the level at which teachers and schools were operating at, albeit a school in difficulties, then actually you needed to be 2 or 3 divisions simpler just to get teachers to use it. So absolutely fundamental for me in terms of where we were going with Zondle in the future. Textbook publisher, you put a textbook out there, if none came back you were happy, but you never really found out what was happening. We have all sorts of buttons that you can press to give us feedback, and we get feedback continuously for teachers. And the whole beauty of that is you basically are learning, you are able to publish that textbook time and time and time again. You can improve stuff on a daily basis, and we do improve stuff on a daily basis. The only thing about it is, if you set a benchmark for how quickly you respond, and Doug, our CTO, responds within hours, you are stuck with that. And the moment it goes beyond a few hours, they all pile in. So the bar is raised, but it's the best bar to have raised, really. We've got 300,000 users around the world, 60% in America, 25% in the UK, 5% Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and then the rest in Europe. And what's interesting is you've got this coalescing of the curriculum. So the national curriculum is not dissimilar to the Common Core in the US. We suspect that if Australia goes down the road of a national curriculum, then there will be a similar sort of thing there. But also, all those kids are probably going to go to university. They're probably going to travel in different countries and be there. So there is a common core of content, not necessarily the US common core content that everybody needs to know. Probably involves English, probably involves a bit of maths, bit of science, some art, you know, there's core knowledge that everybody needs at the moment. Well, the crowdsourcing approach, to be honest with you, is just really how we grew the number of questions. We wrote 1,000 questions and we needed more questions writing, so we asked teachers to do it. So it's a bit of by accident. But what you realise very quickly is that it takes about 15 seconds to write a question that you've considered as a teacher, and if you know your subject area. And we've now got 1 million questions on there, so that's 250,000 minutes to teach. But they're willing to do that if they know that those questions are going to go out to a bunch of kids that they really care about. And that was the other thing I learned in schools, is that these teachers actually, whether you like it or not, really care about where these kids are going. And I think that was one of the exciting things for me, is seeing the passion of teachers about that.